Hey, what's happening? I'm Brendan Healy with Cabrinha. I'm the sales manager, and we're here at the 2025 AWSI trade show. Pretty cool event, industry trade show. Everybody can see the latest and greatest from every brand for the upcoming season. So we got some pretty exciting stuff here, and a really big standout of our product line, upcoming product line, is the Union foil system. So this is it's a completely new product for Cabrinha. It's been quite a bit of time in development, and we're super excited about it. Really stoked with how it's come out. Really excited about the feedback we've gotten from a lot of people that have ridden it so far. And kind of just wanted to give you an idea of what it is, what makes it a little bit special, and what makes it pretty unique. So basically, this is like we said, this is a system developed from the ground up by Cabrinha. And we have licensed the original MikeSlab connection system. So it's incredibly streamlined, obviously very proven with MikeSlab technology. And we have developed our own wing shapes, our own mast profiles, our own layups. And we worked in conjunction with MikeSlab to really stiffen the system in the connection with the mast and the fuselage. So just to give you an idea and run you through the components and basically the wing sizes, mast sizes, tail wings. It'll be a multi-stage launch. So first what we're gonna launch are the very high aspect front wings, and there are 3 of those. There's a 760, a 905, and an 1150. And with that come 3 tail wings. There's a 160, a 180, and a 200. The tails are all monoblock tails, meaning the tail wing is fused together with the fuselage. And really, we've gone that way to start at launch because we just want the most fluid hydrodynamic system possible. Super efficient, effortless to use, but also you get a tremendous amount of performance out of it. And then as we develop the line and go forward, we will have variable length fuselages, different bolt-on tails, really add a lot of customization to the overall system. But anyway, we can walk you through what the system is now and what you'll be seeing in the market roughly in October of this year, of 2025. And look for it on retail shelves. Should be awesome. So at launch, the Union system is going to launch with 2 different mast lengths. A 78 centimeter mast and then an 84 centimeter mast. And with both of those sizes, we have 2 separate constructions. So we'll have the apex construction, which is this one right here. This is 100% high modulus carbon, and it's 14 mils thick. So super thin, really performance oriented, ultra stiff. And again, that's in 2 sizes in the apex construction. Whereas we also have what we call a standard construction. And this does have quite a bit of high modulus carbon in it. So it is super stiff still. It's just a little bit thicker. So whereas the Apex version is 14 mils thick, the standard construction is 16 mils thick. And with that, you get a very performance-based carbon stiff mass, but just at a little bit of a price savings versus the Apex mass. So they'll both launch together. It's really up to the consumer. If you want to spend a little bit more money and get a little bit of performance, I would definitely go with the Apex. If you're looking for a little bit of cost savings, but still a great high performance foil that's also relatively intuitive and easy to use, then you might want to go with the thicker mass.
Okay. What about the attachment points there, Brendan?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Okay, so this is where basically we're the licensing in the MikeSlab and the effort we've done with them kind of comes into play, really. Is the connection system between the mast and the fuselage and the geometry in there. So as we were developing this whole system, obviously our focus was on performance and ease of use, but it was also on simplicity. I think a lot of different foils these days, you have a lot of different screws, a lot of different attachment points. There's obviously a desire in the market to go towards a more streamlined system that's efficient, but that's also just easy to assemble, makes sense, doesn't take too many tools or different size bolts or anything. So the entire system, the mast, the front wing, and the tail wing, and then the integrated fuselage, all assembles with just these 3 bolts. They are all M8s, and they are Torx 45. So you only need 1 tool. It's the same tool as your mounting hardware. So it's pretty simple. Really try to keep it very, very straightforward and very easy. But basically, the assembly is super simple. You get your single tool that comes with the whole system, your Torx tool here, and then obviously, your 3 bolts. You take the smaller of the 3, and it's a set screw. It basically just holds the fuselage onto the front wing. So kind of just connects just like that. You see the geometry in the bottom there. You put your one set screw in. And this bolt doesn't really do much other than just keep the fuselage and tail connected to the front wing. So it's really not terribly load bearing. You tighten that sucker up. And then when this is all connected, this screw is basically hidden by the mast connection too. So it's not exposed really at all.
Oh, that's a cool way to do it.
Yeah. So now that's together. And that's your whole plane there. And then the whole system just fits right on. And you have your two longer M8 screws. Tighten these down and that's it.
Awesome. How did you guys come up with, let's say, the design of your front wings and?
Yeah, so basically the again the size range to launch with the we're launching the high aspect wings that we're going to launch with. They're called the Prestige Wing Collection, and again the sizes are 760, a 905, and 1150. This is the 1150 right here.
All right.
But these were actually developed here in Hood River in the gorge, and they're just efficient, just gliders. So they pump incredibly well. If you're winging or para-winging, subfoiling, that's really what these were designed for. Just super efficient, really clean through the water. You know, one thing that stands out, I think, for anybody that gets on these is, you know, every foil at some point in time when you're going through a speed change, or maybe you're ripping a turn, or you're accelerating or decelerating, there's a hum or a vibration of some kind. And I think what you'll notice is when you get on these things, it's utterly just clean. Doesn't make a sound. It's just super silent through the whole speed range. You're pumping, it's absolutely nothing. And I think that really, you know, just speaks true to the mic licensing and the mic Colab connection. It is really efficient and clean. But, you know, one thing I will say is, you know, I think some people, sometimes they see this wingspan. It's quite a big wingspan. And they think, you know, well, that's not really going to turn very well. It's just going to go straight line, pumps okay. But we've actually, you know, we introduced quite a bit of anhedral in the wingtips on these. So they're incredibly maneuverable for their size. I think as you go down, you know, the size range really into the 760 even, you'll find that thing is just like unbelievably turny. It's super sporty. Just really, really fun, you know. It's an excellent foil for really, you know, gorge conditions. But it's also relatively easy to ride. Like really, like anybody can hop on it. We've ridden a demo here a couple times, and man, like anybody coming from any foil can get on this and they can ride it right away. And then the progression goes from there. But I think it speaks to the design effort and really like how intuitive they are from the very beginning, which is pretty cool. So just wanted to walk you through the sizes of the Prestige wings and give you an idea of what each aspect ratio of each and what, you know, each discipline one might apply to. So we'll start with the smallest one and work our way up. This is the 760. So relatively large wingspan. It's a 12.5 aspect ratio. And again, you'll notice, you know, quite a bit of flare and anhedral in the tips, and that really just helps with the maneuverability on these things. You know, with a wingspan this large on a pretty high performance wing like this, you're definitely going to be doing a lot of tip breaching, and the re-entry on this is like, you really honestly don't even notice it. You might maybe hear your wingtips come out, but it's pretty hilarious. You don't really feel anything. It's awesome. So big gorge days, this is definitely the ticket. Slightly lighter, more advanced riders, this is going to be the one. You'll be pretty impressed by the low end on this as well, and the ability to recover if you get it down speed. So even though it's relatively high aspect, it really is quite easy to use, and the low end on it is just super impressive. So again, just a really friendly foil, but also can be really pushed in the higher end of the performance spectrum for sure. So then moving up in size, this is the 905, slightly lower aspect ratio. This is an 11 AR. So this is kind of, honestly, this would be your daily driver, you know, for pretty much most conditions, truly around the globe. I live in Miami, Florida. It's definitely lighter conditions there with some smaller waves. And this is kind of the go-to really most days where you're prone foiling. This one's excellent, pumps really well. Really great low speed lift. Again, similar to the 760, really great low end, but the top end is pretty unbelievable. I've been subfoiling this just in waves in Florida, just paddling in, and I'm pretty blown away by this. The maneuverability is unbelievable. Oh. The pump is insane, and it just seems like you can never find the maximum on this thing. You can just push it, and it just goes faster and faster. So, but anyway, para-winging, this is great. Just your everyday average wing foil conditions, I would definitely steer towards this one. Especially really for riders, I would say that maybe are around 200 pounds or less. This is definitely the go-to. So, and then moving up to the largest one, this is our 1150. Big boy, aspect ratio is 8.6, but man, I never thought I would have so much fun with a really big wing. I mean, this thing is just incredibly fun to use. It is so efficient. It really, if you get it kind of high in the water column, it really just feels like an e-foil. It just goes. Like, you don't really need to pump it that much. Super efficient. And honestly, for a big wing, really maneuverable, especially with the smaller tail wing. And I'll walk you guys through the tail wing sizes in a second. But it's a pretty excellent front wing for larger riders, lighter wind conditions, just a little bit less energy in the ocean. Dock starts, pretty unbelievable. Yeah, really versatile big wing. So as we have 3 front wings to start with the Prestige front wings and the Union foil system, we also have 3 monoblock tail wings. Basically starting the largest, going down the smallest, we have a 200, a 180, and a 160 to start. This right here is the 180. It's got an 8.5 aspect ratio, quite a bit of shape in the tail too. So again, that really nods to the maneuverability of this whole system. And really, again, just the streamlined aspect of this. It's super, super clean, really great through the water, like zero feedback really, or hums or vibrations of any kind. Just super, super nice. So what I would say, honestly, for your bigger rider or maybe relatively new to the foil sports, the 200 is definitely going to be the go-to, really across all dimensions, whether you're supping or winging, para-winging, really it applies to really any sport out there. The 180, this one, honestly, I think pairs the best with the 1150. That's our big wing. Just really helps to, like, especially if you're just getting into it and getting used to the system, this is what's going to come standard with the 1150 actually. And it's really great pumping. You can get a lot of performance out of it just right out of the box. And then going to the smallest tail wing, this is our 160 that's already mounted here. It's definitely the more high performance for sure. Definitely, again, multi-sport though, whether it's proning, towing, para-winging, downwinding, kind of does everything. And I would definitely pair that for the advanced riders with the 905. And then the super advanced riders, that works really well with the 760.
And why Mike's Lab?
Why Mike's Lab? Proven, obviously, incredible reputation in the industry, been around for forever at honestly the pinnacle of foil development. So, we figured why try to copy his designs as many brands have before with really not a whole lot of success. Just go straight to the source and see if there's some interest there. And turns out there was quite a bit. And it really worked well between Mike's reputation and Cabrinha's reputation and what we wanted to accomplish with the system and how we wanted to grow it in the future. They were super, super excited about it, as were we. And we really think it's translated into a pretty incredible product here. And I mean, see for yourself.
Yeah, we're gonna test it out today.
Yeah.
We have a bit of a breeze behind you there, so we might actually be able to get out today. Looking forward to testing it and seeing how it goes.
Killer.
Awesome. Thanks, Brendan.
Thank you.